Make sure you don't rush your gear change.
I said to him, I was like, I didn't say, so is that it then? I sort of said, sorry about it again anyway. I know you're saying it's not my fault, but I did steal the car. And he said, well, I've got to rush this off now to my next job, because my lesson was like 10 minutes from the end. But then obviously the faff meant that we were about 2 minutes over by the time he was getting near dropping me off.
So he gave you a bill?
No, he didn't. But he did say, I've got to rush to my next job. The car still was roadworthy. It was just sort of dented at the back, I guess. And I didn't even see it. I should have looked at it. I didn't even look at it.
Imagine if you were waiting at home for a driving lesson and your driving instructor turns up with a hole in the back of his car. You've got to think twice about going on that driving lesson, surely.
And from what I understand, the person he's got, she has changed driving instructors a lot, from what I understand. So she would probably be quite wary of anyone, let alone someone coming with a broken up car. But
talking of people changing driving instructors a lot, did I ever tell you about my driving instructor? I don't think I did. He was a strange man, and I never really thought about it at the time because I was like 17, 18. But when he used to finish driving lessons with me, he used to drive like 20 yards down the road, pull over, then he'd get out and take his sign off the roof, put it in the boot, and get a different one out and put that on the roof, and it would be a different company name. So I don't know, because they were very cheap driving lessons. Now, I don't know if he was moonlighting with me, in which case, what's with the sign? Why have you got two signs, you strange man? Well, and I never really worked out why he was... What the advantage to him of running two different driving schools was. If anyone can let me know why somebody might want to run two different driving schools, because he was self-employed... I can't work out what the advantages is. VAT maybe? I don't know.
Even if it was like he was AA and he was going to do his own one, he could just use the car, couldn't he? They're not going to be... What are they going to be...
Yeah, well, it wasn't even that. It was two, from what I could tell, two privately owned by him driving schools.
There must be some kind of... Maybe he doesn't want to make a profit on either of them, but overall he makes money. I don't know. That doesn't make any sense. That they can't
he had long hair as well, and those and those glasses that change colour when you go out in the sun.
I don't think mine has glasses.
And he always used to stop 54 minutes into a 2-hour lesson and we'd pull over and he'd say, "Here you go, time for a fag."
I'm not sure.
Which was a bit weird. He didn't. It wasn't even an option. He'd just make me sit there and smoke for 5 minutes halfway through the lesson.
He didn't smoke until you met him.
It was all very weird. But he was a strange man.
He booked me in for another lesson. It's meant to be today, but I've had, and this is going to sound really dumb, and it will. No matter, I can't even think of a way to say it. But all week I've been fine. But today I've had neck and shoulder pain from this cold. And I texted him going, I can't drive today. My shoulders are aching too much from this cold I've got. And I thought, it just looks like I'm being the biggest idiot going, I hurt a bit in the back area. I'm not really sure why. But last time we were together, we had an accident. It's nothing like that. I just, I've been fine Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. It's just today I've had a bit of back pain. I think this cold's sort of doing my head in. But, yeah, it felt really weird texting him saying I can't, but he did offer me another lesson, so I think I'm alright, and I'm meant to be seeing him on Monday for a lesson. But if he fobs me off, then I'll know that that's that. He's had a change.
I know how to cheer you up from all this back pain anyway, sheepdog. I have got a beer from the Brewery of the Year 2012. It is an Old Growler. Now, an Old Growler is a robust, superior dark beer from Nethergate in Essex. 20 years ago, our master brewer had a lovable dog who closely guarded our beers at the Growler Brewery.
Kev, that's irrelevant. Tell us about the beer.
When he first came to brew our world-famous porter, which was twice won CAMRA Champion Winter Beer of Britain, it seemed only natural to choose the guard dog's moniker, Old Growler, to name the legendary ale.
It does seem natural.
Let's give it a...
Isn't a growler something more inappropriate?
Well, it's a picture of a dog on the bottle, and that's what I'm sticking with.
Yeah.
So it's... Oh, it's got a bit of a smell to it, sheepdog.
What kind of smell?
Kind of like wet dog.
Really? Oh, that's not good. That makes it sound like it might be a wheat beer, but it's not. Sure it's the wrong colour for that.
It's a dark beer. There you go. It's I really can't pour beer.
You can't.
It smells unusual. I can't put my finger on that scent. I need you to have a little sniff of that before I take my first mouthful.
I've got a horrendous cold, so I ain't going to.
Yeah, but I think this is going to cut through it. I'm not sure I'm going to like this. I don't really like dark beers. I only got it because it was from Essex and it had a dog on the bottle.
Sheepdog, wait for a minute to get all the foam out the bottom,
and then you'll just drink through that anyway. Come on, get a sniff of that. I want sniffing first.
That just smells like normal ale to me.
Does it?
Let's
have a little taste then. Just poured it down my shirt. That's not good. Well, that's all right.
I always read the bottle to tell me what I'm supposed to be tasting.
Go on, you tell me what I'm tasting.
Doesn't say.
Old dog.
Yeah.
Is it mixed? Does it come in barrels that had barbecue sauce in previously?
No, but we were supposed to be finding out whether they did that, weren't we?
They did do that. I'm going to assume they did. No one contacted me on Twitter to tell me that didn't happen. So many people got in touch to talk about crisps. Not one person told me Jack Daniels isn't brewed in barbecue sauce. So I'm assuming that's now fact.
They genuinely don't mention what, flavours of... Like, the other one had currant and chocolate or whatever it was in it. It's basically a fruit and nut bar. But this one just says dog all over it. With a rich dark brew with a full warm finish. It's not making me warm.
It's a winter beer, apparently.
I suppose that's probably why they got some left over from 2012, and it was best beer of 2012. They probably do that at the end of the year, don't they?
I assume so.
Being the best beer of 2012 in January is probably not an achievement.
I don't know. That's when I'd go for it. I'd be entering my beer on the 3rd of January. I'd be going for that title. Best beer of 2012 so far. Does it say so far in small letters after the 2012 on there?
It doesn't.
In white text on the white background, so far.
Do you reckon the dog wore that hat with GR written on it?
Probably.
I'd wear a hat.
I imagine that's a photograph on the bottle, isn't it?
I imagine that's an artist's rendition of the dog. He probably sat there and they drew that for him. It's a shame this isn't a video podcast so we can show people.
It will be one day. Someone will put video to it. We talked
Probably
about that before,
down,
didn't we? Yeah. Right. We're now pushing halfway through the show. I suppose we should get on to the old topic of the week.
And what is that topic?
The topic of the week is the Seaside. And it's the Seaside because both me and you, in the past 7 days, have independently paid a visit to said side of the sea.
Yeah, you say independently. I was rather taken aback when I got home from the Seaside, slept, and then woke up the next day and saw you tweet that you were going to the Seaside. I thought, could have come with us, really.
I was too busy editing 4 podcasts together.
Yeah, I suppose. I forget about
While
that.
you were swanning about doing it. I wish I had gone the day you went, because it was lovely and sunny the day you went. It was lovely and sunny the day after I went. The day I went, it was raining and cold, and we were on the beach with our coats on.
See, I didn't really notice all the weather and whatnot, because, again, bit of a running theme for me this week, horrendous cold. So, when I got in the car, it's like, an hour's journey to Hunstanton from here?
Yeah.
I felt like, awful the whole way there. Just dizzy, an absolute mess. And I'm saying to my wife, if we weren't nearly there, I'd want to go home. It turns out I didn't know how far it was at all. I thought we were nearly there. We were probably closer to home than we were there. But the journey felt like an eternity. It was awful. But once we got there, I was just pootling around like a moany old fart, just feeling like crap. And we went to the Sea Life Centre. Did you go there?
No, and I tell you why I didn't go there, because I saw how much it bloody cost. For a family of 4, it's £51.60 to go in the Sea Life Centre.
See, if you'd have come with us, it's £21.
How? Explain yourself.
We had loads and loads of vouchers from the paper. If you'd mentioned you were going, I'd have given you
I
one.
mentioned on Twitter that I was going.
Yeah, after you'd left. If you'd have said to me, Sheepdog, I know you're going on Friday, but we're going on Saturday, I'd have said, well, stay there, sir. I've got a voucher.
Why didn't you
in the
mention
house.
these vouchers?
Because I've got other vouchers. I'm not going to just tell you I've got them.
Why? I tell you about every voucher I ever get.
You do.
know,
It's really frustrating.
Every time I get my club card statement through, I send you a photograph of it. You know that if I buy Flora margarine this week, I get 25p off. You know about every voucher that comes in this house.
I don't approve.
I'd like it if you could share your vouchers with me as well. Let me know what you got. What other vouchers have you got knocking around at home?
We've got a Legoland voucher
Well,
that I'm dying to burn through.
Explain. What's the deal at Legoland?
Well, the way I understand it is the deal at Legoland is we'll get in for like me and my daughter, and then my wife and my son can get in for now. But the way my daughter understands it is there's no Lego there, it's just water. I think we talked about this in the car the other week. She doesn't... I said to her, we're going to go play with the Lego at Legoland, we'll have a look at it, it'll be awesome. And she said, no, there's no Lego there, Dad. There's just water. And I said, well, what do you think this is? I showed her the advert, and she was like, look, they're splashing through water. And I went, surrounded by Lego? And she was like, no, that's just the video around it. And she thinks they've superimposed the Lego. Nice. So I think she's in for a surprise, so I'm looking forward to burning through it.
I remember a few years ago I took my kids to Legoland and didn't let them go on any of the rides. We just walked around the park looking at Lego, because they were a bit small for rides at the time. You can get a Lego driving licence there. She can come away. She'll have her driving licence before you at this rate.
I'm sure I can get one at the same time, surely.
I don't think you'll fit in a little Lego car. So she's actually going to pass her test before you do.
I went to Disney when I was younger, and they had a Lego thing there. And the only thing I could think to do, walking through a big thing built of Lego, was to try and break it.
Yeah, you pull bits off, don't you? Rearrange
but
them.
they're all glued in, so where's the fun?
It's cheating as well, because some of them look like they defy gravity, and then you realise they're glued together, and you think they probably are. They've cheated. How dare they?
It's just because... And also, if they've glued it together around the outside, for all you know, they could have just got a really... They could have made the frame and filled it with cement and then put another layer of Lego over it. You're assuming on good faith that that's Lego all through to the middle. It probably isn't at all.
We need to cut them open, don't we? Yeah. Break in there in the dead of night. I'll pose as one of your children, and I'll get in for free, and we'll swim to the shore through all that water that's there, and we'll cut open the Lego if we can find any.
I'm hoping when we get there, it'll just be Lego water. So it should be blue bricks, and she'll be going, look, it's water, and then I'll get her to have a closer look by throwing some in her face, and it'll be Lego bricks all over her.
Nice.
But weren't we talking about the seaside?
Maybe. There's water there too, isn't there?
So, when do you go to Hunstanton? Do you go the old Hunstanton way?
When I go to Hunstanton, I go left. I go left and I park opposite Tesco.
So you don't go to old Hunstanton.
No. And I tell you what has happened, they've only built a pub on half the car park that I used to park in. It's disgraceful. The reason I like to park there, though, is because you get the joy of walking through all the caravan parks and just admiring the seaside folk and the carnies on the way to the sea.
Do you salute
exactly.
them?
Yeah. Anyone who listened to our show many years ago will know I have a love-hate relationship with seaside folk. I think they're a little bit weird, mainly because they live at the seaside. And I can't help but think anyone who wants any kind of future would probably move away from the seaside, because the only job you can do at the seaside is making candy floss.
Or fish and chips.
Or pirating DVDs.
Or ice cream.
Exactly. None of them are particularly well paid or rewarding. I do apologise if we've got any DVD pirates listening, but let's face it, you could find better ways to make a living. That does bring me on to a point I wanted to make. I've been to 2 different seaside resorts in the last month. I went to Skegness, and I've been to Hunstanton. Does trading standards does it just stop existing when you get within 2 miles of the sea? Because did you go in any shops when you were in Hunstanton?
The exact line, because I felt like a bit of a miser, but at the end of our day, I say the end of our day, it got to like 4, and I thought, we've been everywhere I want to go. And my wife said, we haven't been in any of the shops yet. And I said, I've seen dirty old tat before, thanks. I don't really need to wander around a shop that disgusts me. And she said, you're no fun. So I went and sat in the car while she took...
You really are a miserable bastard.
No, because I thought we've been in them before, and they just annoyed me then. And it's for the same reasons that you're about to go through.
I refuse. They were full of pirate DVDs and fake England shirts and...
It's just old gump.
Yeah,
basically.
just... And fake film posters. And it was just all fake stuff. It was like walking around a dodgy market. Which, going back to Skegness, you can actually walk around a dodgy market. There's a market in the middle of the theme park at Skegness. A market that sells BB guns and fake Uggs. And has a bookies in it. This is in a theme park at the seaside. The place blows my mind.
Can you place theme park bets? Like on bumper cars and stuff?
Strangely... I wasn't drawn to the theme park Ladbrokes. I thought, I'll give that one a miss, actually. I'm just going to walk on by.
What they were offering the odds on?
Because I can't imagine I'm going to meet anyone that I want to meet in a Ladbrokes at a theme park next to the bar on a rainy day in April.
You could have bet who had the most fun in the theme park.
No one was having fun. That's why there's a Ladbrokes there, because they were just trying to find a way for some people to have fun.
It is scary. Do you think that they've thought that through and they've thought, like, we want to make it fun for the whole family, and they've got, like, rides for the kids and something for mum.
There's a brothel round the corner as well.
Yeah, and then they've got, like, Ladbrokes for Grandad. He'll sit in there all day, bless him. And it's just...
But how do the shops get away with it? If I opened up a shop in the centre of Peterborough now, and all I sold was fake Man United towels and dodgy copies of the Da Vinci Code and Hunger Games on DVD, I'd be shut down almost immediately.
I'm pretty sure I can think of 3 places in Peterborough you can buy them.
Yeah, but they're all on the market.
No, I'm thinking of proper...
What, actual shops?
Yeah, we could probably start another podcast out of the amount of places I know in Peterborough that you could just waltz into and buy any old hooky gear. I remember going to one of these said shops because they sell furniture as well. They're not... Which, I must admit, when I got home, And I thought, that was a bit of a bargain. I suddenly thought, they probably nicked that. But we went to this place to buy some furniture. I won't say where it is, because they'll just sue me if they didn't nick it. But